From AcquafortisAstrology, and this is the traditional astrology forecast for the week that starts from the 9th to the 15th of December 2019. The transcript of this video is available on my website www.AcquafortisAstrology.com. Acquafortis is ACQ. Details in the video description below. Starting early morning, the 9th of December 2019 at 10:41 UTC plus 1, we have Mercury that, to his bewilderment, moves into the house of Sagittarius. Now, Mercury doesn't feel comfortable in Sagittarius' house. Mercury likes detail and precision. Sagittarius loves the grand picture. Mercury loves reading manuals of how things work and be informed. Sagittarius loves throwing out of the window the manuals and go with the flow. Mercury in Sagittarius knows no boundaries of what it can and can't be said. Or let's say that Mercury in Sagittarius doesn't know what would be preferably left unsaid for decency's sake. Critical thinking is undermined by the eagerness to say it as it is, and attention span is determined by how much enthusiasm is left in the fuel tank. Mercury will remain in Sagittarius till the 29th of December 2019. During this period, try as much as you can to think before you speak, especially if you are at parties and social gatherings and alcohol is involved. You may say things you might regret later on. And also recheck what you think you have heard and the things you may have read too quickly. On the 11th of December 2019 at 11:04 UTC plus 1, we have Venus in Capricorn that kisses Saturn in Capricorn. This is the coming together of things that have required a lot of time to mature and come to their fruition. Or it could also mean that all has been done, but there is now the final impediment that blocks further advancement. Saturn is the stronger guy here, so at the end of the day, it is his word that will make a difference. On the 12th of December 2019 at 0613 UTC plus 1, we have a full moon at 19 degrees of Gemini. This is a pure full moon in Gemini, because it is not talking to any of the other planets except the Sun, obviously. The ruler of this moon is Mercury in Sagittarius, that although opposite the moon, they are not strictly in speaking terms. This full moon in Gemini will bring lightness of being and great desire to be social, which is not a bad thing bearing in mind the season and what's happening. Be prepared to feel drawn to more than one idea, event, or gathering. Multitasking is Gemini's favorite sport as well. It's innate restlessness to do this, that, and the other. Just keep in mind what we have just said about Mercury and his two-friend tongue, which also includes fingers typing blank texts, okay? It is also worth noting that this is the last full moon before we enter the eclipse season. So if you have crystals to charge, please do it now. On the 13th of December 2019, we have two events happening one after the other. At 12:54 UTC plus 1, we have Ninja Mars in Scorpio that stealthily walks in the nebulous realms of Neptune in Pisces. Now, Mars will manage to use Neptune's fog to his own advantage. But just be aware that actions might appear one way, but be another. Later, at 1666 UTC plus 1, we have Venus in Capricorn that unwillingly meets Pluto in Capricorn. Out of Sirius Venus, Pluto brings out what was hidden, what has been suppressed and negated, just to keep the beautiful facade of the status quo. Power dynamics in relationships can come into play, as well as the obsession to control a relationship. Stalking in all its forms can be a manifestation, so be aware. Keep in mind that during this week, Venus will be unhappily sandwiched between Saturn and Pluto. This means that relationships with the world and others and with ourselves can feel more difficult than usual. On the 15th of December 2019, we have 2019 at 20:01 UTC plus 1, we have Jupiter in Capricorn talking with Uranus in Taurus. Uranus knows how frustrated Jupiter is feeling under Saturn's rule, and he knows also how many obstacles Jupiter will soon have to face. So Uranus gives Jupiter a power bank, made of flashes of illumination and of let's look at it from a different point of view. We are talking about changes in Earth element. So always think that Uranus brings to Jupiter something very physical and very practical. Perhaps some hacks on how to survive the demolition squad. Uranus brings a new vision in something of very common use and of strict necessity, but it has the ability to shift our way of going about things. Now, do not expect thunders and lightnings and big revelations. Jupiter, he's dealing with a lot of things that go against what he wants to do. But what Uranus brings are small but potent revolutions that will change the course of Jupiter's action in the long run. Summarizing the week, we have a zealot Mercury that doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut when even he should do so. A Venus that is sharing a very tight place between grumpy Saturn and manipulative Pluto. A full moon in Gemini that can't keep still and wants to go to all the parties. Mars that becomes even more sly, but also more illusionary than usual. And Jupiter that learns some new tricks from Uranus. Taking all into consideration, the upcoming week will for sure keep us busy with many things we might need to do and cope with. Should you need any guidance of how to navigate these energies, I'm available for private consultations. Contact me through my website, www.AcquafortisAstrology.com. Before you go, let me know what you think, thumbs up, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye for now, and good luck. Bye-bye.